Hello guys, how you doing? Hope you're amazing. Welcome to Mind TV, and this show is the Flashpoint Show. So today on set we have Jackson Riga. Thank you so much for coming. We are so glad to have you here.
Such an honor.
And today's topic will be on career and identity. But before we move forward, first, I'm your host, Sharon. I keep forgetting that for some reason. I don't know why. Please introduce yourself and tell our viewers who you are and everything they need to know about you.
Everything they need to know about me.
Yeah.
My name is Jackson Riga. Jackson Collins Manduka Riga. I promise I'll say my entire name. I'm a Christian, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a filmmaker. I also run a media production house startup that we create audiovisual content such as animation, graphics, photography, videography, live streaming, anything that pertains to both audiovisual content. Beyond that, I'm very passionate about creating and promoting Christian content, especially in the continent of Africa.
Amazing. Explains why we're having you in this show. So welcome. And as we were just breaking the ice and was getting to know you, congratulations on your baby.
Little baby.
She is 4 months old. It's a girl, yes.
Yes.
Congratulations for that. How is fatherhood coming along so far? Are you sleeping at night?
Am I sleeping at night? I had to transition to that. I really had to transition to that. But I'm very, very glad that at least I can spend time, you see. Because of these times that we are in, I get to spend time a lot more at home. So it's such a privilege to be with the little one, such a blessing. As much as right now, they still calls me by crying. It's such a blessing, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful, I'm very grateful.
I see the glow when you talk about your daughter. We will not dwell on that. But
yes, that's going to be a daddy's girl for sure. Mwakali.
I can see on your face, you know. So today we're here to talk about identity and career and identity.
Yeah.
So the first question would be: are you what you do, or is what you do part of who you are, or is it both?
Well, I think what you do in terms of career-wise is an expression or an extension of who you are.
For sure.
It carries your identity, but it is not your identity. So it's not limited to, it's not entirely who you are, but I feel like if you do something you love and you love what you do, it carries that personality, so it's an expression of who you are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Why is it that most people are able to identify themselves by what they do rather than whom they really are?
I think a lot of people, there's a lot of misconception when it comes to what you do. I feel, and I think the society is to blame. I feel when somebody is born, they're born into a world and they're given the instruction to compete. Be like somebody else, outdo somebody else. If you're going to be successful in this time, in this generation, you have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer, you have to get a 6-figure salary. That's what society interprets as success. And therefore, it's my purpose as a person growing up to achieve what success is according to the society. But I don't think that's a skewed way of looking into life. So you find people putting more value in what they do, because that makes them successful, or makes them appear more successful. However, I feel like if that notion could be changed, treated differently, and we need, as young people, we really need to get this conversation going. Such platforms really provide that empowerment, or rather knowledge for persons to get out of and break off that stereotype in the society, and they become their own individuals, you know? So that what you do isn't your identity, but rather you express your identity by what you do.
So Jackson, I've often been offended by this question because I feel like anytime you meet people or you're new in a circle and you get into people, the first question they'll ask you is, oh, so hi, what's your name? And you'll go like, or if they ask you, hi, what's your name? Hi, I'm Sharon.
I'm Jackson.
What do you do?
All right.
That question really bothers me because I feel like people will judge or define how they will treat me based off on what I do, which really doesn't define who I am as a person.
Exactly.
And I feel like, again, you said as a society and community, that's how we've been taught, because automatically you want to meet someone and know what they do, and you said you're in content creation, which is something I usually do as well. And I will feel the need to attach myself to you because you might be of value to me. And if I'm not of value to you, or you're not of value to me, then that relationship just goes, like, oh, that's just another person.
Just another person.
Which is very annoying for me, because I feel like we miss certain opportunities of genuinely knowing who people are without really asking them what they do from 8 to 5.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
I think it's true. People do tend to look down on you if what you do isn't their interpretation of success or a good career choice. And yes, you've said it right. We tend to limit ourselves because we live genuine friendships, or rather, we compromise genuine friendships to go for relationships that can benefit us in one way or another.
Yeah.
It's a very selfish way to look at life, and I think if some of my best friends are actually individuals whom you get to learn despite what they do,
yeah.
Because what you do changes.
Yeah.
But your character to change
doesn't change. It takes the Lord.
Yeah, it takes God.
Yeah, it takes God.
So,
yes.
Yes, I've experienced that, and I've also experienced the need to further explain myself and what I do to add more value in their eyes.
Yeah.
But to be honest, who's missing out? It's them.
It's them, yeah.
I know my worth. I know what
Very
I do.
true.
I know how much influence or impact that I have. And if somebody fails to or misjudges me just because of what I do, or what seems like I don't do, that's a loss on their end. It's
pressure.
Yes, there is a lot of social pressure in regards to that.
A few weeks ago, I met a group of friends and we were getting to know each other. What do you do and stuff like that. And I remember I asked one of my friends, so what are the people who were there? Okay, they asked me first. Then I felt inclined to ask, because when someone asks you feel inclined to ask back. Okay, so what do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do? And they're like, oh, I work in the logistics industry. I was like, oh, okay.
So what does that mean?
What does that mean? And on knowing them much better, I got to find out that they are pilots.
Okay.
But they don't like saying that because their relationship changes. Like immediately someone hears you're a pilot, they're like, oh no, they'll teach you so nicely. Oh, okay. So you become another person. And they don't like that at all. They will tell you I'm in the logistics industry. And you're sitting, they're probably dealing with trucks. No, these are people who actually fly planes.
Yeah.
But they don't like saying what they do because they've realized that they don't get genuine relationships out of that.
Yeah,
it is
true.
a question of what
It's
comes after that, you know.
It is true.
Yeah.
And especially more experience with the elderly generation. You find they're very specific on what success is to them. And if you are a pilot, immediately come meet my daughter.
They'll even marry you off.
You are immediately
You're like, you're an eligible bachelor, your best friends, what can we do? Let's hang out. No.
Yeah. Even the conversation changes.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I remember when I was in such a place.
Yes.
You
want to say how well traveled you are.
Yes.
Oh God.
And we missed the point because we, as you mentioned earlier, we miss genuine relationships.
Yeah.
And you find people actually have different characteristics and personalities. That's what makes the world colorful.
Yes.
And you miss to enjoy that if you only siphon them, or rather siphon friendships that come your way through careers and what you do. Occupations change. How many people have lost their jobs during this pandemic?
For sure.
You know,
A lot.
occupations change. I am one of those people who resigned during this pandemic from full-time employment to my own business startup.
Yeah.
You know, so if you met me in that other career, that other life, you will have associated me totally different, maybe just because of the titles I acquired or the salary that I was getting at that time that might have been impressive to you.
Yeah.
And you miss out on the true Jackson.
Authentic Jackson.
Yeah.
All right. Another question. Are you only valuable / useful when you're working and making a living?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. As you heard me just say, I resigned formal employment. I was earning a 6-figure salary, marketing professional in one of these global companies.
Okay.
And I resigned from that to pursue something.
Yeah.
You see, so am I nothing now that I left formal employment? No, I got to start a business that grew up to be one of the region's most dynamic industry players. I got to encounter a lot of artists and talents and crews that are quite dynamic personalities and individuals. I got to put out content there that I am proud to put my name on. You see, so it is not true that you are what you do or the career you're in. It's, as we said earlier, it might have some traits of your personality and your identity in it, but it's not entirely limited to that. This is who you are. Because you find, for example, there are doctors who've studied all the way to PhDs, and they are store managers.
Yeah.
So you see, you're in Tuskegee, you're in Nakumat, but Dr. So-and-so is on attending to you. Is he still a doctor? Yes, he is. He has a certification, he has a license.
Yeah. All right, so what we're saying is you can still be valuable without having an income and having that 8 to 5 job. And I feel like that is very relatable, especially now that we're talking to young people where they feel like, oh, if I graduate off campus, I should have a job immediately. Yo, guys, the number of people who've graduated from campus and have no jobs is actually very alarming, you know? And just as we were breaking the ice earlier, as I was getting to know you, you were saying the youth should now shift their mindset from having 8 to 5s to having startups. And like you've told us, you left your 8 to 5 to start up something you like. So I think that is valuable. You cannot base your worth off being employed, guys. There's life beyond employment, okay?
Yeah, there's a recent statistic published by the Standard newspaper that says 9 out of every 10 unemployed individuals in Kenya are youths below the age of 35.
9 out of 10.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes. And they say out of 10 youths in Kenya, 8 are unemployed.
Okay.
And the 2 that are employed are currently doing something that they did not study.
They didn't study, yeah.
So they are basically surviving.
Very true.
And that's the reality we are facing. There's so much supply. There's so many people graduating campuses and reaching into the job market, and they're stranded.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
They don't know how to go about it, you know.
Yeah.
And like in our father's times, by the time somebody finishes campus or even high school, they have some skills that they can work from. You know, they know how to tailor, they know how to make shoes, they know carpentry. There are things they could do, even if the job market, if they don't get a job or formal employment, there's something
they could do something.
But right now, you find the persons that are finishing campus right now, finishing university, the guys who are just a few years younger than us. These are persons who all they have is that certificate. Then and we promise them that when they finish campus,
they're gonna find jobs.
They're going to get a well-paying job, you know. So now, how do they proceed? Say that they continue the masters and risk what they just experienced again, or we actually start to do something totally different. Totally different. And it's good if young persons can get to nurture their talents and their creative side as early as now, because these are the things that will complement them even in the job market. And if they don't get the formal employment, these are the same things that will cushion them and enable them to have a livelihood.
Yeah.
and support their families one way or another, but not just to survive.
The world is moving from hardcore, papers and jobs and, and moving to creative work. And that has really amplified itself, especially now with the COVID-19 that has been, has blown everything over. So I think also one of advice that you're giving them is you need to figure out something else that you can do other than what you've studied in school.
Yeah.
What else are you good at? You could have studied medicine, but in deep within you, you're a marketer. You just comes
and if you just continue the conversation of today, it's about career and identity. A job is not a career.
No, it's not.
When you talk about career, you're talking about there has to be an opportunity of progress. There has to be an opportunity of growth. That's what you're talking about, career. And a job is just a situational occupation.
Sure.
So if we should be able to recognize ourselves, our identity, recognize ourselves, and recognize which direction we are geared to, which way should we actually proceed on, Yes, this is my job currently, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where do I want to be? What am I saying? What would I like? How do I work towards there? What do I have? What talents do I have? What resources do I have? My network is my network. Who's around me? How can I work with the community around me, the society around me, to help propel myself to the place I want to be?
For sure.
Because it doesn't end with a job. It doesn't end with a job. And by getting a job, sure, you have that 8 to 5, but an 8 to 5 for 5 days a week, that's 45 hours. All right. A week has 167 hours. So you're looking at 122 hours of what? What are you doing in this space? You understand?
Wow.
So we need to get to recognize and structure our lives in a way that we work not just dependent on our job, but we work everything out in our lives to get us where we want.
To get us where we want to be. Do people mask themselves behind career achievements? Do they use it to validate who they are around their friends and family?
I think people do. Not all, but yes.
Most
I
people
know.
do, actually.
Yes. And there's that sense of contentment. You feel like if I have this, then I'm good. But I don't think it's in order. I think we need to find more value beyond what we do, especially as Christians. I feel value is found beyond occupation. There's service, there's impact,
I love the fact that you said there's service.
There's service, yes.
I love it.
We need to, we not only need to do, but we need to give. Blessed is the hand that gives, We need to give back to the society. And if we find, if you only consider success to be the job you do or the career you're in, you realize even your stamina in how you do things, your productivity reduces, because you'll just be, it's people are paying for your sweat. Somebody is paying you for your sweat. They're only going to keep demanding
more from you.
And if that is not being replenished, what you're giving, or it's going to start getting drained. And you find persons being depressed.
That cup is gonna go dry real quick.
And your productivity immediately starts taking a dip.
That's why when people lose their jobs, the people who go straight into depression, because they don't know who they are if it's not for their jobs. And I think it was the PS of communication sometime. I don't know if it goes by the name Demo or someone. I've forgotten his actual name. And he says when his job ended, his phone stopped ringing.
Suddenly.
Friends. He said he would sit down at home and have you ever imagined your phone ringing? I've been in situations where I imagined my phone was ringing, but it really wasn't ringing. Like I felt like in my head, oh my god, my phone rang, so I rushed to my phone and no.
You're
like,
even holding the phone.
Yeah.
You can hear the phone.
And
ring, but it's
like
not.
in my head, it's ringing. Like somebody called me, and he was saying the minute he lost his job, he lost everyone around him.
That's
The
so
minute,
unfortunate.
and it was such a powerful post, yeah. I mean, he was one of the big government officials, you know, and when his job, I think it was as a presidential summary dismissal or something, or where you change directorship and they bring in a new director. And he said his phone practically stopped ringing. People stopped looking for him. It was like he was useless all over.
The friends he had,
no one
were interested in what is something.
Yes, and he said he got depressed, and this is someone who's old who's speaking.
Yeah.
And he said he got depressed about it. And I feel like when you said it's about service, it's also about what you really do past the 8 to 5.
Yeah.
Or even if it's between those 8 to 5, I mean between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
It is the value and what you give to other people that even once you've left that job, they will still have a reason to call you.
Yeah.
You formed
Legacy.
a relationship. The legacy. I love the fact that you said that.
Yeah.
They can still relate to you even without that job.
Yeah.
So that got me. That I was like, what? Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's happening. I remember when I resigned. I just recently married about a month.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You resigned 1 month after your wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Then I'm starting a media production startup.
Yeah.
COVID strikes.
Oof.
I had gigs lined up for a number of weeks, months. All of them cancelled.
All of them cancelled because people are not going out and.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You know.
Sorry for that.
So those are the moments you ask, did I hear God?
Yeah. Like, God, were you the one who was directing me here, or what was happening?
I left a very comfortable gig.
Yeah.
You know? And here I am, newly married, new bills, COVID strikes. Not only are jobs cancelled, but also how you move about. Everything is disrupted.
Everything is different.
You know, even money in the economy is held. Everything is disrupted.
Everything.
You know, it could have been quite an easy downhill moment for me.
Yeah.
Hadn't I left for the very intention of following purpose.
Yeah.
You see, I was so content with living and starting.
Yeah.
I knew I was in the right place. I knew what I was doing was the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, and challenges do come.
Yeah.
Like as you mentioned, the gentleman who was laid off. Challenges, those moments, challenges do come. But such moments, what gives you strength? Is it the loss of a paycheck or pay slip? That's security, because that can really destabilize you.
Yeah.
Or is it something else? What else fuels you?
Yeah.
I believe I was working in divine time. I believe I was working in divine purpose.
Amen.
And until now, I've survived. Not only have I survived, I've scaled a business.
Yeah.
So
love that.
Yeah. So we need to be able to get our drive and our purpose, our value from other things except the workplace. And purpose is only given by the creator.
Amen.
Your manufacturer.
Yeah.
He's the one who knows what I made this cup for.
Yeah.
A razor blade, an axe, a knife, they all cut.
Yeah.
But ever try to cut down a tree with
using a razor blade? No. That's a lot of work.
So it's quite tailor made, you know. Purpose is quite tailor made, and the process of discovery takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. And I don't think because one of the mistakes I see us young people making is we are very passionate.
Oh, yes.
We have this fire that can
consume a whole forest,
you know?
yeah.
And you find somebody at a specific moment in time, they feel like this is it. I need to give up everything.
Everything and pursue this. Yes.
Then they do, and they crash, and you wonder what happened. Did they hear God? Probably they did. Are they passionate? Yes. Are they skilled? Maybe they are.
What happened? What would you define that as?
What happens is nothing stands alone. You understand?
Okay.
I'm very grateful Because what I did in the job market, what I did was totally unrelated to what I studied.
Yeah.
But I am very grateful that right now I went through that experience because I got to learn things that right now are stepping stones to the success of the startup I've started,
Yes,
the company
yes,
I've
yes,
started.
yes.
Things like branding, communication, things like packaging, things like
Yeah.
financial management, bookkeeping.
You're talking my language because as a creative, that's basically everything. I have to be well versed in all those areas.
Yes.
Yes. So
especially the creative industries where I've seen persons struggle in this.
yeah.
They're very creative.
This speaks to me, and that's how I was
artistic.
like, what do you do after? Because you have the fire, you have the energy,
Ambition,
you have the
the
ambition,
time.
you got the time, you got the talent, you've
Yeah.
got everything.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us this insight. It's been
Yeah.
a breath of fresh air for me.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you so much, Trackman TV. I really enjoyed this.
Yes, I also enjoyed it. Thank you so much, guys. Let us know what you have learned through the comment section, and if you have any questions, please do leave them on the comment section as well. Until next time, thank you and have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.